Hey, hello and welcome to the show. My name is Chase from Hammerano Culture Unlimited, rocking the 21-22 West Ham home jersey, and in today's video we'll be looking at VAR. Is it working? Is it corrupt? Do we have a conspiracy on our hands? All this and more in today's episode of Hammerano Culture Unlimited. I'm recording this video just after West Ham lost 2-1 against Chelsea, and I know it sounds like I'm being a sore loser, and I'm aware this might come across as sour grapes, but the fact of the matter is West Ham were robbed. Long story short, after a super late equaliser by West Ham's Max Cornet to make it 2-2, VAR intervened and chalked off West Ham's super late goal. And the reason? Well, they claimed the Chelsea goalkeeper was fouled in the build-up to the goal. Now, the ref had a perfect vantage point. He saw this all play out in front of his very eyes. But VAR had a whisper in the referee's ear, and after watching replays after replay after replay, the goal was disallowed. Now, this brings me to the main point of the video. What is the purpose of VAR? And is it solely being used to protect the Premier League's main assets, the so-called Big Six? Let's look at the first point. What is the purpose of VAR? Well, when it was introduced a few seasons back, the whole tagline about introducing VAR, the biggest support, the biggest advocate for VAR, was to remove all clear and obvious doubt, to remove that element from the game. As we look back at the last few seasons, has VAR accomplished that goal, or they're taking existing grey areas and making it even more blurry, even more grey? Another point to consider, who is actually refereeing these matches? Is it the on-pitch referee who is witnessing the match in real time? Or is it the studio VAR official with countless camera angles and replays at his disposal? Now this takes me to my second point. Is VAR being used to protect the so-called established Big Six clubs? Now, by nature, most people who support a top six club, who have that genetic bias towards the top six, they're going to struggle to really understand this point. They're going to struggle to really comprehend or relate to what I'm getting at. But let me break it down for you. From a commercial standpoint, when it comes to dollars and cents or pounds and pence, it's in the Premier League's best interest to keep the Big Six the top six. These clubs carry the largest global support. No matter where you go on this blue and green ball called Earth, you're probably going to bump into a Man United, an Arsenal, a Chelsea fan, a Liverpool fan, a Man City fan. Heck, you might even have the misfortune of bumping into a Spurs fan. What I'm getting at is fans of your traditional Big Six are everywhere. By keeping the traditional Big Six, the top six in the Premier League, pretty much guarantees these clubs a spot in Europe. And that improves the Premier League's chances of having a European champion. And my final topic on this point is, by keeping the traditional Big Six happy, by keeping these clubs on top of the league, this eliminates all talk or all potential rumblings of the so-called Big Six breaking away from the Premier League and prevents talk of another Super League. Again, I'm not being a sore loser. Heck, I've seen West Ham lose way more than I've ever seen West Ham win. I guess you could argue I'm used to West Ham losing, but let me tell you something, it still hurts when West Ham loses. But what bugs me, what really gets me down, is this obvious corruption that VAR brings. If we look back at the incident on the weekend, every pundit, journalist and former player, regardless of their allegiance and former club they played for, everyone in football pretty much agreed that West Ham were robbed and that VAR is being abused and used incorrectly. The only person who disagreed or who had a contrary viewpoint was the Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel. And this is quite sad because up until hearing Thomas's take, I was really fond of the Chelsea manager. West Ham were not the only club who got the harsh end of the VAR stick this weekend, with Aston Villa and Everton being hard done by VAR decisions. And who were their opponents? Who did Villa and Everton play? It was none other than other top six clubs, Man City and Liverpool. Friends, I want to hear from you. Is VAR being used to protect the Premier League's assets? Do you smell corruption? How do we solve this? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel out. And if you haven't yet, why not subscribe to our Hammerano Culture Unlimited. My name is Chase, and until next time, come on, you Irons.